French Shalom, and greetings to you all. Happy Halloween. It's a frightening time. It's a holiday built on fright, on fear. We give candy to kids and say happy about, but you don't hear happy music or love songs in Halloween films, so why do we say happy? Well, it's become a very celebrated holiday, and the celebrations of life call for happy. Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us, you will see. This is our tale of Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkins screaming in the dead of night. Good old Jack. Now, it's become close to surpassing Christmas as the most celebrated holiday. It's not a kid's holiday anymore. It's rapidly become the favorite of adults who like to celebrate but don't want a religious affiliation with their celebration. It's now often being referred to as Adultoween. Don't know what that means. Now, it's a holiday celebrating darkness, and while people say it's the non-Jewish Purim, it's really not. On Halloween, people are expected to dress primarily as frightening things. Ghosts, ghouls, skeletons, monsters. Purim was pure celebratory for the survival of a people. Kind of like we should be celebrating now. But when people started dressing in costumes, it tended to be of either Mordechai or Esther. And of course, it now has adopted the Halloween dressed as anything approach. Of course, the ability to wear a disguise, unlike the city rioters of this decade who do so like bandits of old to avoid identification, but as I remind people, Purim for that matter, Halloween, gives you the chance to portray yourself as who you are or who you want to be. So give it some thought. Be imaginative. Now, speaking of fright, is New York going to dodge a bullet or continue its decline? Not on a slow descent of an escalator, but a rapid fall of an elevator without power. Some other major, once fantastic, what we call Western cities, like London, have. And I suspect it may be too late to stop the madness. But I do pray for sudden sense. These are simply darker times than I think people fully realize. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is Thriller. These are terrifying times. Maybe, just maybe, a total fall is necessary in order to rebuild, just like the fall from the garden we just read about, and have struggled since trying to rebuild and return. Friends, the growing anti-Semitism is one of the scariest things, and it's not diminishing. It's growing, and that should scare everyone. Do not get swept up in this horrid mob mentality of hate and fear. There's a growing mob mentality dedicated to hate that must be resisted. We need to stop pretending it is not there. Synagogues are being firebombed, targeted all over the world. Open protests defending terrorism have become a cancer on society. Today, hatred of Israel is no different than hatred of Jews. Anti-Zionism is now anti-Semitism. There is a palpable fear among the Jewish nation, which is spreading. But we can't stop it. We must stop it. We need to come together, open our eyes, unite. Just as we unite when we all gather and celebrate as a like-minded group, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith. Love, any and all love, because everyone is welcome. Because we form a community, a true chavur, a fellowship. We express our nature, kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though we're together, we're always individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody in. Physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all to gather and share. As we sing from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, come together. Hine Matov, how good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Because we support each other in this community. So let's all spread love, goodwill, fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to honor and converse with whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's part of your kavanah, your intention, that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you can correct. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. And it is goodwill, energy, light that we send to help heal whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal is for everybody. It just floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know, for the souls and spirits of everyone you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for pets. It's for the earth. It is truly the healing of the world. The tikkun olam, that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup, and a part of the healing of the world is when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick, although it is the prayer for the sick, but it is for all those in our hearts and our minds. Let's send energy out for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers always for those in need of assistance, and let's hope the remaining hostage bodies get returned soon. We pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them, because we want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us, for those close to us. For Marty, for dear Alan and Charles, for the star man Carson, for Callie and Gabby, for Snoopy and the Builder, for Ruth Bat Hannah, for the Elf, for Dave, for MW, for Pam and Marlu, Shelley, for Winston and Inura, for Alana, a true gem, for Johnny and Fern, for Maria and John, for Doria, for Gloria, for Connie and Ronnie, for Tally, Mayim, for Nina and Danny, for Robin and Peter on their journey across the world, for Ashley, Jeffrey, for Cheryl, Nessa, Dale and the gang, for all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives, all our sacred animal friends. We all have sacred animal friends. For everyone you know in need, for the whole world, and for the ever-working, ever-trying honeybee. We pray for those who need prayer. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me. Sheberach. Evotenu. Bakorcha. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Mishaberach. Let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, in which we call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Mishaberach, may He who blessed. All healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Renewal is for all. If we open our hearts, we find renewal. The heart was the ancient organ of understanding, of thinking, of determining who you are. It was the organ of love. The brain was a throwaway. The soul followed the dictates of the heart. It was the heart which God said kept man evil. It was the heart which Moses said needed to be circumcised to be opened to love. It was a ruby that she wore on a chain around her neck in the shape of a heart. In the shape of a heart. It was a time I won't forget, for the sorrow and regret. In the shape of a heart. Shape of a heart. I guess I never knew what she was talking about. I guess I never knew what she was living without. People speak of love, don't know what they're thinking of. Wait around for the one who fits just like love. Speak in terms of a life and living. Try to find the word for forgiving. And we all know how important forgiving can be. But don't just speak of love. Exercise it. Now, two great founding fathers who were biblical scholars, Thomas Jefferson, once wrote to James Madison, "I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery." This week we read about the beginning of the search for freedom. And it is dangerous. And it ends in slavery. And it ends in a slavery we are still fighting to free ourselves from as we meet a family who we're going to learn a lot about, the family of Abraham. Abraham's seen as the first who fought for free choice, free worship. As we follow this family through time, we see the descent from freedom to slavery as we saw the descent of man from Eden. This week we read, lech, lecha, go, you go. It's truly one of the most important readings in the Bible. We have now left the cosmic universe of creation and nation building. We've entered the realm of individual relationships. There's an introduction of a very important biblical concept here, the double, used for emphasis and for life-defining moments. Right, the title of the parsha, lech lecha, the same word used twice. It's for emphasis. The go, you go. It's a command to be obeyed. We're going to hear it with names. We're going to hear it with all kinds of things. And we're going to see it with all the people that, we're familiar with. Abraham, Joseph, Jacob, Moses. But we've now narrowed down the story. We began with a swirling mass formed by God into our ever-expanding universe. We saw the growth of the nations, the establishment of language, and thereby cultures, following the genealogy of man. Then we met a family. The rest of this book will be devoted to that family, which is our family. Now we meet its patriarch, Avram, about to undergo a name change at the end of this parsha, and to be the recipient of the second of God's covenants with man, the male physical circumcision, which Moses would later make spiritual by declaring a circumcision of the heart. Now, even though his name is not changed till the end, I'm going to refer to him as Abraham. The change in Abraham's and Sarah's names reflects the change between specific to infinite. Avram the father becomes Abraham the father of multitudes, while Sarai, our princess, becomes Sarah, the princess of all. And we're going to talk more about that later, as much of this has to do with his journey to Egypt, such a mysterious part of his life. The wealth is gained there, the knowledge is gained there, the closeness with the Pharaoh. It is a far greater chapter of his life than is thought of. And just as the prior two parshas had so much in them, this one has a lot in it also, as we read about the call of Abraham, his and Sarah's time in Egypt, his nephew Lot and their separation, how he meets the high priest Melchizedek, who then blesses him. We then see God's covenant with Abraham and the birth of his son Ishmael, and it ends with the sign of the covenant. When we meet, he's just working away in Mesopotamia. He gets a message. Go. You go. Where? He doesn't know. We see that stage set for that double name calling. We're going to see it again and again. Abraham, Abraham, Jacob, Jacob, Joseph, Joseph, Moses, Moses. Like I said, in each instance, you're going to notice the double name calling is followed by the simple, I am here. And in every instance, it is going to mark the life-defining moment. One of the great tools of time and scholarship, the Talmud. Thousands and thousands of pages of commentary and interpretation. Contained a great tool within it, the Midrashim, the stories of explanation. I love them. 3 in particular are my favorites, an Abraham one, a Jacob one, and a Moses one. And you hear me talk about them every year. And the fantastic one explaining Abraham being the first monotheist and founder of Judaism as a tale right out of Mr. Peabody's Improbable History. Peabody, Sherman, and you hopped in the Wayback Machine and set the date for approximately 1995, before the Common Era. It's roughly 4,100 years ago. The tale comes from Midrashim Genesis Rabbah 38:13, and it's also quite a prominent story in the Quran. The way it goes is Abraham worked in his dad Terah's shop. It was a family business, like we're going to see with Jacob and his 12 sons. Terah was an idol manufacturer. He goes away, leaves Abraham in charge of the store. Man walks in, wants to buy an idol. Abraham says, how old are you? The man said he was 50 years old. Abraham then said, you're 50 years old and you would worship a day-old statue? At this point, the man leaves ashamed. Later, a woman walks into the store. She wants to make an offering to the gods, the idols. So Abraham takes a stick. He smashed the idols and placed the stick in the hands of the largest idol. When Terah returned, he asked Abraham what happened to all the idols. Abraham told him that a woman came in to make an offering to the idols, and the idols argued about which one should eat the offering first, and the largest idol took the stick and smashed all the other idols. Terah responded by saying, they're only statues, they have no knowledge. Whereupon Abraham responded by saying, you deny their knowledge, but you worship them? From this, we now know that Abraham knew idols were not gods and that there was only one God. It's a great story. God then speaks up. Not one of the idols, but God himself. Genesis 12:1. The Lord said to Abram, go, you go. From your land and from your birthplace, and from your father's house, to the land that I'll show you. Where's he to go? To the land that I'll show you. That's some answer. Might as well be somewhere over the rainbow. From this story and the story of his trip to Egypt and the lie he concocts, we have to think of him as a youth. But he's 70 years old. He hears a voice, packs up and leaves for who knows where. Does this sound normal? Every one of you has had those lecha moments in life. And sometimes you listen, sometimes you do not. But at 70, your family would have you committed. He must leave his homeland without knowing where or what he's giving up. This pattern is going to be repeated when he is commanded to sacrifice Isaac. When God says, take your son, your only one whom you love, Isaac. Where is he to sacrifice him? On one of the mountains that I'll say to you. And we're going to read about that coming up later. Friends, we tend to be driven by one of two forces in life. We either take steps to go to something or to get away from something. And those who are motivated by leaving often do not know where they are going in life. Which motivates you? This is a story of obedience and faith. When you have faith in God, you too will listen to the voice that tells you, go. He goes to Egypt. There's an elaborate deception pulled on Pharaoh, which we're going to see repeated in 3 different biblical stories. And here he acquires incredible wealth and knowledge. Sarah acquires a servant there, Hagar, who's going to have a much bigger role than you're told. He takes her as a wife. Sarah's fear and jealousy get her to be abusive. She drives Hagar away. An angel finds her. It's the first Annunciation scene takes place in the Bible here with Hagar. And she gives birth to a son. God appears to Abraham, changes his and Sarah's names, and introduces the covenant of circumcision, at which point Abraham is 99 and Ishmael was 13. Abraham's journey began at 70. Moses first spoke to Pharaoh when he was 80. You never know when the voice of God will call you, my friends. Yes, the world's sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share feelings with them. Live free, be free. Honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine and continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, an end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate with each other, we love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. Let's send out love, not fear. Send peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please, learn to forgive. Learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts and honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe, because we set in motion all that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything's linked. You always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you have wronged. Ask forgiveness. But always do so with sincerity, with accountability, with vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love, because it's always there in front of you. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. We're all connected. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. And be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you and just you. And never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. And we help each other, because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives. So find them. Tell them what they mean. You're never alone on your journey. Listen to the voice of God as he talks to you. Remember your connection to God and all that's been created in body and soul, and heart and mind. It's a part of you. It's a part of me. It's a part of all of us forever. Just listen to his voice. You never know when he will call you or what job he will task you to do. Well, it's a tough job. Didn't ask for it. Taking what's breaking, trying to restore it. It won't be easy. What else is new? And if we're gonna make it, we've still got some work to do. We still have a lot of work to do, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Have a great week. I will see you all soon, and I hope you all continue to celebrate the miracles of life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.